X-Play, TV's most watched video game show.
Today on X-Play, Morgan's going hands-on with the world broadcast premiere demo of Blizzard's StarCraft 2. Is it worth the wait? Plus, we review the ultra-violent Condemned 2 for the Xbox 360. You might not make it out alive. We'll preview Mario Kart for the Wii and reveal what's in store for the next generation of the series. Plus, a preview from Zero Punctuation's Burnout Paradise review. It's game time!
Hello and welcome to X-Play, the only show more effective than Airborne at preventing a cold. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles on Wednesday, March 12th. On today's show, we'll break off some conduits and review Condemned 2 Bloodshot.
And then the Nazis are coming. The Nazis are coming. We review Turning Point Fall of Liberty. Plus, if the Zerg make you go, Glaven, you won't want to miss our exclusive hands-on demo of StarCraft 2. But first, let's get all of today's top headlines in today's gaming update.
Thank you, Adam. Now, it is official. BioShock 2 is currently under development at the 2K Marin Studios in Northern California. The game's existence was confirmed after Take-Two Interactive announced their first quarter sales results. While details are sparse, Take-Two was able to confirm that Ken Levine, the creative director of BioShock, will be involved in some capacity. The game is expected to hit retail shelves in the fall of 2009. A steampunk-inspired sequel wasn't the only announcement that Take-Two made. The publisher confirmed their plan to release downloadable content for the Xbox 360 version of GTA 4 and said that Rockstar Games will release at least one major AAA sequel in 2009. While no official comments were made regarding a Max Payne threequel, the game is likely to be in the works. Take-Two also noted that EA's $26 per share offer failed to compensate Take-Two shareholders in the event of a buyout. An official U.S. release for Mario Kart Wii has finally been announced by Nintendo. April 27th is the day Wii owners will finally get a chance to throw banana peels at up to 11 other drivers from around the world, thanks to the game's Wi-Fi compatibility. But oddly enough, Europe and Australia get it before the U.S. Yes, you heard me right, Australia. Cory Barlog, the game director of God of War 2 and creative director of the recently released PSP title God of War Chains of Olympus, has officially left Sony. Last November, news broke that Barlog would leave Sony after God of War 3 was finished. Instead, he's decided to team up with Mad Max director George Miller. It appears that, like David Jaffe, Barlog was tired of being a small cog in the larger machine of things. The two will reveal the details of their first collaboration to Newsweek's Level Up blog. That's all for today's gaming update. Be sure to visit us on the web at g4tv.com/xplay to continue getting all of today's up-to-the-minute video game news. But now let's go over to Adam for our take on a seriously brutal game.
Thank you, Morgan. You know, we all have our inner demons to battle. Take me, for instance. I don't Mylar bag all my new comics. Really. In Condemned 2 Bloodshot, Ethan Thomas has to deal with more than just raging alcoholism. He also has to contend with our review. How often do you get to beat someone to death with a toilet seat? The answer to that question will always be not often enough. Condemned 2 Bloodshot picks up about 1 year after the events of the first game. In that adventure, you played as Ethan Thomas, a crime scene investigator who was hunting down a dangerous serial killer. It beats sticking around here. During the adventure, a bizarre phenomenon occurred where people began to exhibit psychotic, violent behavior. In Part 2, Ethan is turned into a hopeless drunk who's called back to work when a family friend goes missing.
You're here to help us locate and identify Malcolm Van Horn. Nothing more. Understood?
Of course, his raging alcoholism doesn't stop the cops from handing him a gun.
You're a drunk and a liability. Here, take a moment to get familiar with your weapon.
What impressed us most are the subtle improvements to the formula. Beating up bad guys is deeply satisfying thanks to a stronger, more refined combat system. puzzle solving and investigation are also much more involved this time around. With a mass psychotic rage infecting the city, you have to battle your way through some truly horrifying locations. Condemned 2 flaunts a beautifully dark atmosphere and unforgettable monsters, like this cheerleader from hell. The game's multiplayer portion consists of 3 basic modes: straight-up deathmatch, bomb rush, a twisted version of King of the Hill, and crime scene, which is the most interesting of the 3. In that mode, the influence must hide 2 pieces of evidence while a pair of police officers use their equipment to uncover them. A couple small things hold this back from our top score. Quite often, the game feels very deliberate, meaning that you're noticing the level designer's handiwork and trying to second guess it.
Okay, let's keep moving.
There are unnecessary levels of obfuscation, like this puzzle where you have to throw an explosive onto the 2nd floor in order to move furniture that blocks a valve. But overall, this is an improvement in every way over the original. Can't wait for the 3rd installment to come out and perfect the franchise.
I hear it's getting pretty crazy out there.
Condemned 2 Bloodshot gets 4 bathroom furniture homicides out of 5.
Sounds like a good time. Now, if I had it my way, I would spend rush hour firing off turtle shells at other drivers rather than getting into another fist fight, and thankfully I will soon have an outlet. Nintendo's Mario Kart Wii is on the way, and of course, we have a preview. Nintendo's staple franchises continue to slowly trickle onto the Wii, and the latest in the lineup is the appropriately titled Mario Kart Wii. Sorry, Double Dash fans, gone are the 2-man teams from the GameCube installment. Mario Kart Wii takes things back to basics for tried and true single-driver racing. If you spent any time addicted to Mario Kart DS, you'll recognize several returning items and tracks. In fact, 16 classic Mario Kart tracks make an encore appearance, along with 16 brand new, never-before-seen tracks. Also returning are the multiplayer battle modes, in which you can compete with your friends to pop each other's balloons. It's mean, but hey, mean is fun. To spice things up further, motorcycles are making their first ever appearance in a Mario Kart game. You can even have karts and bikes in the same race, if you're inclined to ride the ragged edge of adventure. The game includes the Wii steering wheel peripheral for those who want some authentic wheel turning in their kart racer, but you're free to use the regular Wii remote setup or even a GameCube controller if you prefer. The biggest new addition is, of course, online play. We haven't gotten to try it out just yet, but we do know that up to 12 players can race against each other, while up to 8 can play online battle mode together. Mario Kart Wii looks to be a worthy and welcome addition to the series. We'll have our full review for you when it hits shelves in April.
Coming up on X-Play, we get an exclusive hands-on look at the latest phenomenon in the making from Blizzard, StarCraft 2. Plus, we'll take to the streets and fight a Nazi invasion in our review of Turning Point Fall of Liberty. We'll take a look at the new Mass Effect mission in the download, and Yahtzee's back with his review of Burnout Paradise. We've got your sneak peek. You don't want to miss it.
29971. Call now.
Hi, Richard.
Hey,
It's time to watch Midnight Spank, G4's block of late-night shows.
but I'm having so much fun here.
Do you see the bag, Richard?
I see it.
If you don't watch Midnight Spank, I'll open the bag.
Oh,
Do you want me to open the bag, Richard?
no.
Midnight Spank. Weeknights only on G4.
Welcome back to X-Play. Mass Effect is an extremely long game full of side quests, customization, and trumped-up controversy. It's now even longer thanks to the release of Bring Down the Sky, the first batch of additional content, though you might not want to spend your Microsoft points just yet. The download will explain all.
There's a lot of love when it comes to Mass Effect. Over 1.6 million gamers have explored the critically acclaimed universe, and now there's even more to love. Finally, the long-awaited downloadable content is available for all to behold.
I hope you get good use out of it.
For a mere 400 Microsoft points, you can now embark on the Bring Down the Sky mission. It's 90 minutes of all-new galactic action. In this uncharted world, you'll meet the notorious multi-nostriled alien race of Batarians. It seems that some alien terrorists have hijacked an asteroid, and it's only a matter of time before it collides with the colony of Terra Nova. Of course, it's up to you, Commander Shepard, to step in and save the innocent civilians from this impending disaster.
We don't have much time.
Now, before you Mass Effect fanatics get too giddy at the prospect of brand new content, you might want to take a breath and listen up.
You and your kind are the only reason we're in this position.
Yes, it's new, but it's really just more of the same. And if you have to start a new game to do it, the payoff probably isn't worth your time. So, unless you're already salivating at the very thought of this download, you might just find a better use for $5.
I don't have time to do the math in my head.
But if you're itching for a new mission and 50 gamer points, who are we to stop you? So bring down the sky, or don't. It's up to you.
I'm done wasting my breath.
Alright, can't get enough downloads? Perfect, because we got some more for you.
Here are the top 5 Xbox Live arcade games in today's X-List. Number 5 is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which proves that nostalgia trumps fun and replayability every time.
Number 4 is Uno. Thanks to Xbox Live Vision Cams, now I can see I'm getting beat by someone who's high. Right ahead of that is Worms, which is a success no matter where it's ported. Don't be surprised if a Game Gear version shows up soon.
Number 2 is Triggerheart Excelica, much to the delight of shoot-'em-up fans everywhere. But it's no match for the number 1 title, N+. Don't let the simple look fool you. This game is insanely fun and will take over your life with a ninja-like stealthiness.
As it has mine. And when X-Play returns, we'll give some Nazis what for in our review of Turning Point Fall of Liberty. Then we take a bleep-filled listen to today's new zero-punctuation preview of Burnout Paradise.
Bleep! Plus, we demo the follow-up to one of the most successful RTS games ever, StarCraft. But first, let's take a look at who's got the most blood money in today's leaderboard for Army of Two. YouTube comes to your TV. The feed starts in 60 seconds.
Introducing...
Hey guys, I'm Layla Kaylee. TiVo has announced it has reached an agreement with Google's YouTube. The freshly inked deal will allow TiVo customers with broadband-connected units to directly access YouTube videos and display them on their TV sets. However, the service will only be available for TiVo Series 3 and TiVo HD owners. The company expects to offer the service later this year. In other news, Superman Flies Again director Bryan Singer has confirmed that he is planning a sequel to Superman Returns. He is currently in the development phase and intends to direct the tentatively titled sequel, Superman the Man of Steel. Singer has also reassured fans that there will be more action this time around. Let's sure hope so. Get more of the news you need at g4tv.com/thefeed. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed.
I always took it. Then you dub this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life. If you dig this, then you dub this, cause I'm all about the nerd life, word life, yeah. G4 X-Play.
Welcome back to X-Play. Scientific studies have proven that gamers like their video game reviews yellow. Well, we aim to please. So here's a clip from this week's Zero Punctuation review of Burnout Paradise.
If there's one thing that makes me squirt liquid hate from every bodily orifice, it's street racers, bunch of smirking sideways baseball cap wearing scoffs bobbing their heads in time with their hydraulics and extending random fingers like they're about to intrude upon somebody's pubic region. As a street racing game, Burnout Paradise earns points right from the start for not featuring any of those grope or indeed any human beings at all. The game takes place in a strange post-apocalyptic future where advanced sat-nav systems have resulted in a race of murderous sentient cars, and the only surviving human being is an insane DJ calling himself Atomica, who spends his nights running around setting up ramps everywhere and his days holed up in a radio station trying to talk the cars into destroying themselves so that he might one day reclaim society. That's the only explanation I can think of for the total absence of pedestrians and why you never see any poorly strapped-in children go hurtling through windscreens during one of the many high-speed crashes. Burnout is a game that hates players with a passion. If it were a fascist dictator, it would build concentration camps for players, and what's more, he'd lay every brick personally with cement mixed from his own blood. That's how much he hates you.
Whew. Remember, you can get Zero Punctuation's full uncensored review of Burnout Paradise only at escapistmagazine.com. And X-Play will have new previews every Tuesday night. And now, let's go over to Morgan, who's ready to review alternate realities.
If there are...
When X-Play returns from a siesta, we'll have an exclusive hands-on demo of the sequel to the best-selling RTS of all time, StarCraft 2. But first, we have a bit of trivia for you. If you don't know this, you might not be the super fan you claim to be.
How many copies of StarCraft have sold since its release worldwide? Is it A, 9.5 million, B, 4.7 million, or C, 3.6 million copies? We'll have the answer after the break.
Fans and critics agree Attack of the Show is time well wasted. Testify! One of the coolest shows on TV. Attack of the Show, weeknights at 7 and 10, only on G4. This show also available on G4 On Demand.
Before the break, we asked you how many copies of StarCraft have sold since its release worldwide. The answer is A, 9.5 million copies. 500,000 more, and Blizzard reaches its sales quota of total world domination.
Welcome back to X-Play. It's been almost...
That's it for today. Be sure to join us tomorrow for another all-new X-Play at 8. On tomorrow's show, we review Lost Planet for the PS3. Not sure if this port is really worth the lengthy install time and 5 gigs of space.
5 gigs. Plus, your fantasies of playing God will be fulfilled in our preview of Civilization Revolution, which is on its way to consoles. And for those of you who didn't vomit or pass out from exhaustion, we'll have the results of our latest gamer challenge, the Sarcathlon.
Plus, we've got our latest review of Warhammer 40,000 expansion.
And thank you so much for watching. See you next time. So, you said
appreciate it.
StarCraft was going to be awesome.
StarCraft's going to be awesome. We got to play a little bit. It was fun. It's your good old classic RTS. Nothing to not like about that.
Good.
Hopefully.